Hi, I'm Cheri Duncan. I was actually raised in a church from the time I was born. My grandfather is a Nazarene preacher.
My name's Scott Duncan. I was also raised in church my entire life, up until I got a full-time job. I joined the military as soon as I graduated high school. I was out of boot camp before I was 18. I did 6 years in the military, several tours overseas. Some of the things I saw, it pushed me away from God. I really couldn't understand how a loving God would allow these things to happen. Of course, now I have a different outlook on it.
Religion was almost what you'd say force-fed down my throat. I stayed going to church through my mid-20s, and when I left in a very flamboyant way, to the point of saying I really don't have a problem with God, but his fan club leaves a whole lot to be desired.
When I came home, I bounced around a few jobs. I finally wound up as a tattoo artist.
I met Scott at a tattoo shop. We had our oldest child, got married. We were both living a very rough lifestyle. We went through some major setbacks.
I had always had an idea that I had PTSD. I never went to the VA. After all of my service, I didn't want to deal with them. I was arrested for pretty serious crimes.
I filed for divorce in 2012, at which time I was angry, I was bitter, and quite frankly, I was vicious. I had sustained this good mad with Scott for a full year and a half. God really started working on me. I started letting him have more time with the boys. It came up on Father's Day. The boys wanted to buy their dad something. He had somewhere along the lines come across the Duck Dynasty TV show and started sharing that with the boys. I'm kind of rolling my eyes at this point going, these stupid rednecks, you've got to be kidding me. But if him and the boys are spending time together, fine. And I happened to be in the store one day and I came across Phil's book.
Her and my boys got me Phil Robertson's book for Father's Day. And I had to go to Knoxville and sit in the hospital for a week watching my grandfather die. I read the book and it made me start realizing which way I needed to go and the things I needed to do in my life.
We started on a whole different level being civil with each other. God had already been working on me. I'd been taking the boys here and there to church, but nothing on a regular basis. Randomly, the boys came up to me and they're like, Mom, we heard this church service being advertised for Easter called Rednecks series and we want to go. Of course, I'm rolling my eyes going, you have got to be kidding me. I took them to the Easter services at Revolution Church when it was over in the movie theater. We walk in the door, they're playing Sweet Home Alabama. This is completely foreign to me for any kind of church I've ever been in. Started coming every single week after that.
My wife and my sons had been coming to Revolution. I knew they had been coming. I just wasn't ready to give myself into the church. And after I got help with the VA is when I started coming to Revolution with my family.
Scott and I set a date to get remarried. We got remarried in May of 2014. This would have been almost a year to the date from when our divorce was final.
The Lord has never let us down. And another thing that I've always heard and always believed until a couple years ago was God would never give you more than you can handle. That's not true either. God will give you more than you can handle so that you will rely on Him. Being in church with my family has been the best thing for us. We have friends that we can always count on. We never have to worry about what they want or what they're going to try and take or if we can trust them. We know we can.
When I'm having a bad day, I can pick up my phone and I can text my prayer partner. I can put it on Rev Church Girls and say, hey, I'm not coping today. Can you pray with me? And I know I've got that support network. If you look at the world standards, we should not be talking to each other at this point in time. There's not many couples that can say they went through an affair and now say I trust him completely.